And the end. So Lily, now that we've finished reading Pete the Cat and I Love My White Shoes, we're going to learn how to make sentences longer. You can use words called coordinating conjunctions to take small sentences, add them together to another sentence so you make a big sentence.
Okay.
Today, we are going to use the words and so. Let's try one. I'm going to try one first.
Okay.
I played tennis. I got sunburned. I can use the word and to combine them and turn it into I played tennis and I got sunburned. Why don't we try one together?
Okay.
I lost my keys. I was late. Which one of these words can we use to make them into a larger sentence?
Would so work?
So would be a great choice. It demonstrates cause and effect because you were late because you lost your keys.
Good.
Now, I'm going to have you try some by yourself.
Okay.
Let's start. Pete the cat was walking. Pete the cat was singing.
Pete the cat was walking and singing.
All right, that was really good. Next, Pete the cat stepped on strawberries. Pete the cat's shoes turned red.
Pete the cat stepped on strawberries, so his shoes turned red.
Yeah, you can use the word so, and it shows cause and effect because he stepped on the strawberries, which turned his shoes red. Next, we have Pete the cat stepped on blueberries. Pete the cat's shoes turned blue.
Pete the cat stepped on blueberries, so Pete the cat's shoes turned blue.
Yup, again, we used cause and effect and used the word so. Next, we have the weather was rainy. Pete the cat stepped in a puddle of mud.
You could say the weather was rainy, but Pete the cat stepped in a puddle of mud.
Not quite. What's a word that we can use and or so to combine the sentences to make it longer?
We could use and.
Yes, that's correct. And how would we say that?
You could say the weather was rainy and Pete the cat stepped in a puddle of mud.
That was great. All right, we're on our last one. Pete the cat stepped in water. Pete's shoes turned back to white.
Pete the cat stepped in water, so his shoes turned back to white.
You got that correct. Again, we had another cause and effect. You did a great job working on coordinating conjunctions today, Lily.
Thanks. Okay. All right. So, Lily, I know in your science classes you're working on properties of matter in school, and sometimes when we are working on these topics, we want to find a way to kind of make them easier for us to remember and kind of organize our thoughts. So we're going to use a word map here to help you organize your thoughts and what you know about the different properties of matter. So we're going to start with liquids. So let's think about what we know about liquids. And so what you do is write liquids in the middle here. Okay. And one thing that I know about liquids is that they can change volume. Can you think of another property or example of liquids?
I remember that they can change shape.
Very good. They can change shape. And can you think of an example of a liquid?
Water.
Very good. Water's a great example of a liquid. So good. We're going to do the same thing here, but with solids. So again, we're going to write solids in the middle because that's the main thing that we're going to be thinking about. And so can you think back to your class and remember any of the things that you talked about that would be in properties or examples of solids?
So they're the opposite of liquids where the volume stays the same.
Very good. So you would want to write on the outside here, the volume stays the same. Very good. Is there anything else you can think of about them?
Their mass doesn't change.
That's another good one. Their mass does not change. Excellent. Anything else you can think of?
Everything's packed really tightly together.
Very good. Packed tightly together. But do you remember what exactly it is that was packed tightly together?
I think it was molecules.
Very good. It was the molecules. Awesome. Anything else you can think of or an example?
A rock's an example of a solid.
Very good. A rock is an awesome example of a solid. And there's one more thing you guys talked about in your class about solids.
They don't change shape.
Very good. They don't change shape. Awesome job. So as you can see, you can use this as a way to kind of organize all your thoughts and all the things you know about solids.